Okay, so we're going to church. Oh, I've got to move my thing. I've got to move my bag. It tends to get stuck in the tyre a little bit. Well, that shouldn't, because there is a big thingy there. Anyway, I don't know what's going on back there. So, I'm uploading a whole bunch of videos of the show. I went to the show this year. Right. Nothing really special there. There is a Gem Fest on Saturday at the hall just near the show. So it's a big Gem Fest there, so I'm thinking about going there. I put out the video. I got over 1,500 watches, 1,500 views for like 40, 50 an hour watch. You know, people really watching my channel, Edward D. And not a single subscriber. Yeah, this is maybe it was like 100 people. That is so pathetic. I need 1,000 subscribers on my Edward D's channel so I can go on my Edward D's channel. Too concerned with the money or the ads or anything, but to be able to go live. So if you could, please go to Edward D's. And like it, shared, and give if you want to. The in the description. This one I can stream today. So yeah, like, subscribe, share, give. Giving is optional. I don't charge for anything at all, so it's not going to cost you anything but a couple of cents. So if you could do that for YouTube, it'd be really good, because then more people will see the content, and YouTube will start to like my videos and put it out more. So at the moment, we've got a pretty cold day, coolish day. It's not exactly sunny. It's not bad though. It's sort of like cool, but it's not cold enough for a coat or a jacket, but it's not warm enough to be sweating or anything either. So it's actually not too bad. So I watched the little girl get delivered this morning. Deliverance from the demons, from the demonic realm. Yeah, I watched the Supernatural Live. It's such a good thing. It's really good. I want to meet him and stuff, but overseas stuff. I think from Brisbane. I can get to Brisbane, but I've got to land it all and do a lot of stuff, whereas Cairns or anything like that, Cairns, I can just go there. Take a lot of effort and money that I don't have, so not something I can really do. I've discovered why when we're young we think, we should be able to have big houses and money and everything, everything we could ever want. Our hearts were designed. doesn't happen. That is hoping way too much. And the whole thing about, see what happens is we grow up reliant on our parents. Then when we're old enough and our parents no longer need to look after us, we need to look after ourselves. We don't do the necessary things that we need to do, like work, train, get a good job that pays a lot of money, save our money instead of spending it, invest. Investing is a big one, learning how to invest, and all of that. We don't do that. Because we don't do that, we're stuck with lives that are mediocre. Mediocre-ish. Some really poor, living in the dirt. Some really mediocre. But the only other way that you can do that is to have, like, your grandfather's grandfather's grandfather builds a huge business that makes lots of money and is really insanely rich. And then the next generation works and builds it up more and more and makes it even better and even more rich for the family. And then the next generation makes it even bigger and even better. And then you, as the next generation, enjoys the benefits. Without that, it's not good. Studies have shown, though, that the first generation builds the business, the second generation keeps it going and gets it better, and the third generation just basically destroys it. Because they get this idea that everything's going to be handed to them on a silver platter. It's not. It doesn't like life doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, my parents did buy me a new house, a new car, and all of that." The truth is, they can't because they work their whole life away. They put all their effort into it. They work hard. They do everything possible, and at the end of the day, they've got nothing. Nothing at all. So be mad at your parents or anything like that because they just don't have anything left. Old people seem to have a lot of money, yes, but it's not really that they have a lot of money. It's that they've taken them that long to learn how to manage the money, so they've got enough to eat and drink and do what they need. It's the management of money, not anything like that. And of course, people think, oh, this person has a lot of money, so they steal from them. What they don't realise is that a person has a lot of money because they go out, they earn it, and they don't spend it. That's the whole point. So what you do, the rule of thumb is, you put 10% away. 10% of every dollar you get, you put away. Some banks, you put 10% away and they take it in fees. Other banks, you put 10% away and it grows. Some places you put 10% in there and it turns into 20, 30, 50, it turns big because they give you interest on your money. But knowing that stuff, that is the thing. That's the thing that really makes you rich. Knowing how to have $1 and turn it into seven. You learn that from the big kids, from the people who invest, people who do investing and run money things and have an accounting or mathematical kind of mind. Learning that from someone who just gets their money and spends it, you're never going to get anywhere. You see something nice, you're like, oh, I want that so bad. You never get it because you're always spending on something else. This is weird. You're always spending on something else, something that's not that important. You know, having the newest and latest thing out, not important. Having that thing that you really, really need and that you really think is great, not important. I've had things where I thought, oh, I got that, I could do so much and make a business out of it and really, really make a lot of money. I get it, what happens? Nothing. Nothing at all. So we do this thing where we get stuff, use it for a bit, and then chuck it out. That's just a waste of money. Check like getting something you got on the back tire. Turn on your bigger. So yeah, we do that a lot. So the trick is to not do that, to make money. Only spend it on food, things you desperately have to. If you're not gonna die if you don't have it, then don't buy it. Funny. We're at church now, so yeah. Nothing there that can rub on the tire. Weird. Alrighty. So they've done all the thing out to the ground. Done a bit more, I think. Putting cracker dust in. I don't know why they've got to put cracker dust in, but anyway. Yeah, it's angles. It's just the angle. The bike's not sitting straight, so. Hey? Because I know how to lock a bike up. A lot of people don't.